Today we are going to discuss the Weeks, Wykes, and Wicks coat of arms. But before we get started, we wanted to let you know that we offer genealogy research service at our website. Please visit us at coadb.com. First coat of arms to discuss is blazoned Ermine, 3 battle axes sable. Was born by the Weeks of Honychurch in Devonshire, England. Sir Richard Weeks had son Richard Weeks, who had sons Richard and Simon. They later had sons Henry Weeks, alive in the year 1620, and William Wyke. Also by the Weeks of Broadwood, Kelly, in County Devonshire. Francis Weeke, Esquire, who died in 1625, was the son of William, and himself had issue Simon, Richard, John, William, Ferdinand, Francis, and Mary. Similar coat of arms here for the Wykes of Cocktree in Devonshire. Richard Wykes, son of William Wyke, alive in the year 1421. He took the name of his house and was son of Roger de Wray. Also Wykes of North Wyke in Devonshire. John Wyke, alive in the year 1620, son of Roger, son of John, who was a descendant of William Wyke, alive in the year 1421. Similar coat of arms with crest, a dexter arm, and armor embowed holding a battle axe gules. For Weeks of Hurstpierpoint and Sussex. Richard Weeks, born 1651, a doctor and apothecary. Had son Hampton Weeks, born 1780. Azure Lion Rampant Argent for Richard de Wykes, alive in the 13th century, and also Sir John Wykes, who was slain at the siege of Calais in 1348. Azure Lion Rampant Lozenge Argent and Gules, Crest, a cock statins gules. For Wykes of Morton Jeffrey in County Hertfordshire, England. Thomas Wykes of Morton Jeffreys. He was a member of Parliament for Leominster in the year 1554, and was the first son of William Wykes of Morton Jeffreys. The arms itself is that of Nicholas Wykes, Esquire, who was Sheriff of Gloucester in the year 1554. Per chevron indented gules in sable, 3 annulets argents for Weeks of Surrey. Wasn't able to find this one, but there was a Thomas Weeks, gentleman of Reigate in County Surrey, who had daughter Susan, who married Jonathan Scott in the year 1626. Similar situation here, the same information recorded. This one has crest, a dexter arm, grasping a scimitar proper. Paley of 6, gules in ore on a chief azure, 3 eagles displayed argent for Nathaniel Weeks of the West Indies. There was a Nathaniel Weeks who died in 1809, who was a doctor of St. Philip, Barbados. He left his son Nathaniel an estate called Mangrove. Very similar coat of arms here, some different tinctures or colors for the eagles. Argent, 3 pales, sable on each, a greyhound's head erased of the first collared ore for Wykes of Cambridgeshire. There was Thomas Wykes of Stetchworth in Cambridgeshire, a member of Parliament who died in 1430. He came from a family established at Newmarket in Suffolk, but close to the border with Cambridgeshire, of which Ralph Wykes was the sheriff in 1739. Argent on a pale between 2 pallets sable, 3 greyhounds' heads erased ore, collared gules, crest, a greyhound's head erased ore, collared gules, holding in the mouth a man's leg cooped at the thigh, argent. For Nicholas Wykes, who died in 1558, of Dursley and Doddington and Gloucestershire, a member of Parliament, and the first son of Edward Wykes of Doddington, and also Henry Wyke, born around the year 1510, of Compton Manor in Somerset, the son of Henry Wyke or Weeks. Argent, a chevron gules between 3 crosses flory sable. For Wykes of Wells in Somerset, Edward Wykes of the Middle Temple of London was the son of Nicholas Wykes, Esquire of Wells. And Wyke of Ninehead, Flory, John de Wyke, who died in 1411, was lord of this manor. And he attended an expedition against the Scots and was succeeded by another John de Wyke and he by Philip de Wyke, who held this manor. Similar coat of arms for Peter Wyke, born around the year 1585, of Stanton, Wyke, and Somerset, and Newport in County Essex, and of the Middle Temple in London, a descendant of Wyke of Dursley. Gules a bend Ermine cotice Danset Argent for Wykes of Dorset. Gules a bend Ermine cotice indented or for Wykes of Gloucester. Ermine on a fess Gules 3 crosses crosslet Fitchy or for Wicks of Staines in County Middlesex. John Wicks of Staines, alive in the year 1663, was son of Thomas Wicks, who was son of Robert Wicks, both of the same place. Argent a chevron ermine between 3 barnacle birds proper. Wyke of Bindon in County Devonshire. Roger Wyke, who died in 1467 of Bindon in Axmouth in County Devon, was a member of Parliament for Plympton Earl, and a younger son of William Wyke of North Wyke, and himself had son and heir John Wykes of Bindon. Gules a cross argent between 4 covered cups for Wykes of Sussex. There was Richard de Wick of this family. Azure a fess wavy between 3 towers 2 and 1 for Henry Wicks, Esquire, born around the year 1580, of Surrey, late paymaster of His Majesty's works over all England. Paymaster for Queen Elizabeth I, King James, and King Charles I. He has a monument in an old Saxon church in Elbury Park near Guildford in Surrey. Perfess, azure and sable a fess nebulae argent, a sun and splendor in chief, and a garb and base or. Crest, a sun and splendor proper, a garb fessways Bert. Edmund Caleb Wicks, born in 1843 of Liverpool, a gentleman who was the son of the late Charles Wicks of Walton in County Leicestershire, who died in 1895. Argent, a chevron between 3 trefoil slip sable. Crest, a demi-lion holding in the dexter paw a scimitar proper. For Wicks of Frampton on Severn and Gloucester. Nicholas Wykes had will dated 1558. Gives his wife the house of Frythorn or Frethern, which is near Frampton on Severn. Here we have Wyke of Oxford in a table of Throckmorton's Manor House of Oxford. We know it predates the year 1566. Per pale or and azure a chevron ermine for Wyke of Oxford, impaled with Glanville in the Manor House of Nethercote. And again, it predates the year 1566. Argent a chevron compony azure and vert between 3 turkey cocks of the second for Wykes of Devonshire. Sable a chevron between 3 garbs or. Crest on a chapeau Gules turned up ermine, a garb proper. This one wasn't stated, but some possibilities include Michael Wicks of London, a member of Parliament for Malmesbury, receiver of custom duties. He was born in around the year 1644. And George Wicks, born 1698, a goldsmith who was born in Bury St. Edmunds in Suffolk. Argent on 3 roundel sable as many frets or. For Carew Weeks, born around the year 1671 of Torrington, a member of Parliament for Arundel or Arunzel, first son of Oliver Weeks of Torrington. Or a chevron between 3 Cornish choes proper for Wyke of Cornwall. Or a chevron between 3 hawks' heads, erase sable, for Wyke of Hertfordshire, England. And lastly, berry or and sable a band argent overall for Wyke or Wicks of Exeter. And if you enjoyed this video, please visit us at coadb.com, where we offer genealogy research service, high resolution digital JPEGs, and heraldic merchandise such as t-shirts and mugs. Link in the description. Thank you very much.